welcome in the module of Laplace transform. The overall discussion on Laplace transform and its properties are done, and we have started the definition and very basic properties of inverse Laplace transform in the last lecture. This class is actually a continuation of the previous class, where we are going to see some problems on inverse Laplace transform as well as some properties of inverse Laplace transform. So we are starting with first shifting property. We have already discussed first shifting property for Laplace transform. Now we are going to see what is there in first shifting property for inverse Laplace transform. It tells us that Laplace inverse of f bar s minus a is equal to e to the power at Laplace inverse of f bar s. I think we can easily identify that it is nothing but the result drawn from the first shifting property of Laplace transform, where it is told to us that Laplace transform of e to the power at ft is equal to f bar s minus a. So Laplace inversion of f bar s minus a will be e to the power at ft, where ft can be written as Laplace inverse of f bar s. So it is a just one liner to have the proof of this one, and if we think for the application of this one in a very simple problem, then we will get Laplace inverse of, suppose we have to find out s minus 2 whole square. So we can write it as e to the power 2t into Laplace inverse of 1 by s square. Just compare it with the previous format. If it is s minus a, here a is 2, e to the power at, so e to the power 2t, and Laplace inverse of 1 by s square, it is fs, just in place of s minus a, s is substituted, so we get this one. And in the next line we can write it as it is e to the power 2t into t as Laplace transform of t we know is 1 by s square. So Laplace inversion of 1 by s square will be t. And our job is done for finding out the result of Laplace inverse transform of this problem. Now we move for second shifting property for Laplace inverse transform. So in case of second shifting property, we can express it as if Laplace inverse of f bar s is equal to ft, then Laplace inverse of e to the power minus as, you can recall the second shifting property for Laplace transform. So Laplace inverse of e to the power minus as f bar s will be equal to f of t minus a when t greater than a and 0 when t is less than a, and we can write these two liners by using unit step function as f of t minus a into u of t minus a, where obviously you know that this is nothing but the unit step function. So now we are going to see a small problem where we can see the application of second shifting property. So suppose we have to evaluate Laplace inversion of e to the power minus s minus 3 e to the power minus 3s by s square. So we know Laplace inversion of 1 by s to the power n plus 1 is equal to t to the power n by n factorial if n is a positive integer. So with this result we can write Laplace inversion of 1 by s square will be equal to t. We have already used this result in the previous problem also. Now applying second shifting property, look at this, our requirement is e to the power minus s by s square. That is why we are applying second shifting property, because we can get e to the power minus s by f bar s from this one. So applying second shifting property for the inverse Laplace transform, we can write Laplace inversion of e to the power minus s into 1 by s square is equal to t minus 1, because f of t minus a, where ft is t, so it will be f of t minus 1 will be simply t minus 1 when t is greater than 1 and 0 when t is less than 1. So we can write it as t minus 1 into u of t minus 1 with the help of unit step function, and similarly we can write Laplace inversion of e to the power minus 3s into 1 by s square. It will be also in the similar structure t minus 3 u t minus 3. So finally we can denote it by capital A. So capital A is equal to t minus 1 u t minus 1 minus 3 t minus 3 into ut minus 3, and this is our answer of the required problem by applying second shifting property. So I think these two things are clear. Now moving forward, we are going for another property. You can assume correctly that it is nothing but change of scale property. But all the properties we are discussing here for inverse Laplace transform. So if Laplace transform of ft is denoted by f bar s, then change of scale property tells us that Laplace inversion of f bar as is equal to 1 by a f of t by a, where a is greater than 0, and we can easily prove this property, though it is not there in the structure of the syllabus, but from the change of scale property of Laplace transform we can easily find out this result. So better to move for one example, that is let us take the problem as Laplace inverse of 1 by 4s square plus 9. So how to find it out? Now look at this. We can start it as Laplace transform of sine 3t is equal to 3 by s square plus 9. So we can write it as Laplace inverse of 3 by s square plus 9 is nothing but sine 3t. Now applying change of scale property, we can write the next line as Laplace inverse of I am doing it for AS. That means here A is taken as 2. So Laplace inverse of 3 by 2s square plus 9. Why I am taking 2? Because my final target is to make 4s square. So if I write A is equal to 2, it will become as 4s square is equal to 1 by 2 because of 1 by A. Then sine 3t, sine 3 into t by A, that means t by 2. Now only the simplification is remaining. 3 Laplace inverse of 1 by 4s square plus 9 is equal to half of sine 3t by 2. And in the final line we can write it as Laplace inverse of 1 by 4s square plus 9 is equal to 1 by 2 by 3, that is 1 by 6 sine 3t by 2. This is my desired answer for this particular problem with the help of change of scale property. Similarly, if we move for inverse Laplace transform of derivatives, inverse Laplace transform of derivatives of functions, if I consider, then it tells us that Laplace inverse of f bar n s, n is nothing but the order of derivative over here, is equal to minus 1 whole to the power n t to the power n Laplace inverse of f bar s. Next, we are interested in the inverse Laplace transform of a function multiplied by powers of s. So in this case we get that if Laplace inverse of f bar s is denoted by ft, and also f0 is equal to f dash 0 is equal to dot 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 fn minus 1 0 is equal to 0, then Laplace inverse of s to the power n f bar s will be equal to fnt. That means the original function's nth derivative we have to apply for this particular property. All these properties will be used simultaneously when some problems will be discussed on this. The next one, just initially I am mentioning the properties. The next property is for integration or division by powers of s. Here inverse Laplace transform for division by powers of s. Here we can say that if Laplace inverse of f bar s is equal to ft, then Laplace inverse of f bar s by s, that means we are doing the division by s, is equal to 0 to t fu du. And finally we are interested in expressing the inverse Laplace transform of integrals. Here we mention it as if Laplace inverse transform of f bar s is equal to ft, then Laplace inverse of s to infinity f bar u du will be is equal to ft by t. So these are some more properties on inverse Laplace transform whose applications will be required in various problems, and gradually in the coming problems in the next lecture we are going to show all this. Only I want to mention all the properties, basic properties of inverse Laplace transform in this class, because everyone can think about the interrelationship of Laplace transform and its properties and inverse Laplace transform and its properties. That is very important to make our concept clear. So without extending this class, we are going to give you these references where you will get some more ideas and problems on this particular lecture, and also please find out all the results of these assignments along with the other problems. Finally, I want to thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.